flipping us on. So now we
Good
are now
idea.
live.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
So everyone's going to miss our discussion about Salisbury steak.
Yeah, man. We got to put up a poll on Twitch, like brown sauce or gravy. But yeah, that's for
also-
later.
No, three options: brown sauce, gravy, or kind of in between. Because apparently that's what it's telling us to.
Oh God, how do you eat
I do
your
kind of love
Salisbury
the idea
steaks?
of people tuning into us live and hearing that, like, okay, we're live. Well, now they don't understand the context of brown sauce, thinking that we're just like coming up with random shit to talk about. Like, no, we've actually been discussing Salisbury steak for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah,
No, they should have been here at the start. It's their own fault.
Yeah, exactly.
That
It's Johnny's fault for not recognizing solid gold content.
Convenience cook that tune.
God.
Oh, God. New Patreon goal. Game That Tune cooking show.
Man. Yeah, that's some spicy content right there. Anyway,
No, not spice, gravy, brown sauce,
oh, you can't spice the gravy.
or a puddle of mud.
Oh God.
Oh, I hate that man.
All right. Does everybody have Audacity up and they're ready to start recording?
Oh, thank you for
Yeah.
reminding me.
Ready for action.
No, testing. Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Give us a 5 count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Gain That Tune.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It is Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy John Harrington here. We got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
We got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
We've got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey,
And we've got an incredibly special guest joining us all the way from across the pond, staying up late to join us for some Game That Tuesday. We've got Maffew Greg, a.k.a. the guy that makes Botchamania. Maffew, say hey. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, so good to be here at 2 a.m. because I Googled it and it said it was 1 a.m. So I was already going, hey, where is everybody?
It's wild how bad we are with time zones, even when we don't have a guest from a completely different country. So I do apologize. It's incredible that you're staying up for this silly ass show, but we super appreciate it. So I get to explain the rules like someone's just joining the show, which they have. What we're going to do on this show is listen to some video game tunes. We've each got 3 songs from a game. We're going to try and guess each other's games with the songs and a little bit of trivia. We're going to goof off and have a lot of fun. Winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode and plays some bonus tunes. And our winner last week was the illustrious king of the show, Jesse Moore. And Jesse, what theme did you choose for this week's episode?
games featuring characters that are also wrestlers.
Hell yeah. Well said. A fantastic theme, worthy of a fantastic guest. And I think we got some fun coming up, man, because there's plenty of licensed WWE games, plenty of games that WWE superstars have appeared in outside of the brand. Aren't there? Are there not?
Well, there are a couple, but it's more like you can be a fictional wrestler, like Mike Hagar. He's a wrestler, and so it doesn't have to just be like, oh, remember when Stone Cold was in Mario Galaxy 2?
I vaguely remember that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
See, David, I've been telling you for years Mario Galaxy 2 is the better one. You just forgot to unlock the Stone Cold Galaxy.
They
Now I'm pissed that it's not on the Mario 3D All-Stars collection.
replaced all the tongue sounds Yoshi makes with what?
Jesus.
Someone please make that mod.
All right, well, this is good information to know because, frankly, I thought we were doing like a strictly WWE Superstars game. So while we're playing the first game, I can switch out my Scorpion King pick for something maybe slightly more desirable. So yeah, Johnny, let's just jump right into it, man.
Game 1.
Guys, I'm going to put this on hold for a second while we get Jesse back in, so he gets to hear the next couple tracks.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it bad
'cause I'm
that
sure
I thought that was the intro? I'm like, that's something like, la, la, all right. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
They really love to like push their own theme.
I'm glad that nobody knows where we ripped off our theme from. It remains a mystery.
I mean, we didn't rip it off. That guy from Fiverr ripped it off.
Yeah, that guy we paid $5 to. I don't know where he ripped it off. That's part of the $5 mystery.
That's called plausible deniability.
Exactly. Told him I wanted a chiptune version of something that sounds like The Price is Right or Family Feud. I'm sure he went to the 16-bit soundtrack for The Price is Right or Family Feud and right-click, charged us $5.
Now, is it bad that I think I know the game, but I'm trying to remember how it was worded? Because, re-releases get all these, director's cut and don't want to say too much. Analog stick edition.
Right. No, yeah. I'm assuming this is, let's see. Well, actually, I'm not sure whose pick this is. So, yeah, we'll just see. Maybe the trivia will, that's why the trivia exists. It narrows it down.
Jesse's having a problem with the knocking thing. I think I'm just going to turn off the knocking real quick here.
Uh-oh. Open the damn floodgates.
Excuse me.
Hey, there he is.
There we go.
30 people join.
Right. Now I can probably turn the lock back on. Locked room. Okay. All right, so on to song 2. Oh, Jesse, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's still a little garbly, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if it improves.
We'll work it out.
Yeah. All right, guys. So this remake replaced the original mini games with some new mini games. The new mini games are Bomb Rally, Air Grind, and Samurai. All right, guys, got some answers written down.
Writing now.
To show them.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Hold them to the camera. There we go. Let's see here. Ooh, all right. So Maffew says Kirby Superstar Deluxe, which is incorrect. Everybody else says Kirby's. So Jesse says Nightmare in Dreamland. David says Nightmare in Dreamland. John is close enough with Return to Dreamland. I'll say that's the same thing. This is Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland.
How it... Not that I'm
Couldn't
trying
remember.
to like steal a point away or anything, but Return to Dreamland is a 3D game on the Wii.
Oh
That's
shit! Is
like
that,
4
oh,
players.
is that another game?
Nightmare in Dreamland is a Game Boy Advance remake.
Okay, I take back John's point. This is
Fair enough.
Nightmare in Dreamland for the Game Boy
It's like-
Advance.
It's like that's pretty much the same. It's like obviously you never played these two games.
I played Kirby's Adventure, yes. I watched video of Nightmare in Dreamland. I had no idea there was a Return to Dreamland. That's news to me.
I had no idea there was a Nightmare in Dreamland. I mean, I'm aware of the nightmarish qualities of Dreamland, but did I know this was the title of a Kirby game? No, I did not.
See, I knew it was that game, but I forgot the name of it because I didn't own it. I also didn't own a DS.
Yeah.
And I also got it wrong. It's Kirby Superstar Ultra. Bollocks. So that was for the DS. So fantastic. I was so close, yet also completely.
What was
Kirby
completely
Superstar
far away.
Ultra was a good ass guess, though. In fairness,
And what was especially tricky is I picked music that incorporated melodies from Kirby Superstar that were not in the original Kirby's Adventure.
yeah.
Because some of those first two tracks had tunes that were introduced by Kirby Superstar that we now like associate with Kirby. You know.
Right.
But yeah, that was
Goddamn
actually,
Gourmet Race.
Yeah, Gourmet Race and the King Dedde's theme was also not in Kirby's Adventure.
Thanks, John. So you're just telling our guests how you fucked him.
I mean,
But
I was
for
gonna
the
say-
right reasons, though, so it's all right.
I was gonna say it's like I don't want to give away the game too early, but Maffew, you're in the PAL region. If you say like, well, in the UK it was called Kirby Super, we probably would have given you the
I
point.
believe it.
Exactly. This was Kirby on the Amiga. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
exactly.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, let me write that down. Wait a minute.
I never would question it.
PAL in brackets afterwards. Diplomatic community.
Oh God, yeah. Just the chiptunes were just a little slightly faster for some reason. Just different chipsets.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Johnny, Nightmare in Dreamland. Obviously, you're a big Game Boy Advance player. You definitely played this.
Mm-hmm.
Speak to the wrestling nature of Kirby in Nightmare in Dreamland.
Okay, yeah. So there's a mini boss named Bugsy who has that grapple. I can't remember if it's called grapple or grab, but that's the copy ability you get from him. Where you can
I thought it
grab
was
an enemy.
suplex.
No, suplex is different. Suplex was in Kirby Superstar, and I think that was so. Suplex lets you change the move that's done by hitting a direction at the same. You grab the guy and then hit a direction.
Yeah.
And Kirby's Adventure, it's similar, but I don't think it's quite the same in terms of the number of directions you can hit. I think it's just left and right.
Okay.
I could be wrong. It's been a minute. I just know it's definitely called something that begins with the G. Grab or grapple.
You sure?
Yeah. Pretty
So
sure.
I just looked it up.
Okay. I could be wrong.
Backdrop.
Backdrop. Okay. Not suplex, so I'm half right. And
Sorry, man.
Well, you're not wrong.
You're not technically correct, so it's okay, John.
But yeah, that's
It's a dope ability, is what it is.
yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun. It's it does a lot of damage too, on bosses, which is kind of surprising because it's rare that you get to use it on a boss, right? Because you have to have I mean, it's not that rare. Every boss gives you something to suck up as a star and spit back at them, and with grapple or with backdrop, you just grab that instead and then slam yourself into the boss, and you can clear out most bosses in 3 hits with this move.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say no, you can't backdrop most Kirby bosses. I'm picturing a big tree. Yeah, I don't remember being able to grapple with that at all. But no, grappling the falling coconuts or whatever, and doing something. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I don't recall ever using that. I say these abilities are cool, but abilities that shoot things are also very cool in Kirby games. So those are, or throw bombs at things, much more practical.
And yeah, it's just Kirby's a wrestler. I think he would do great on the wrestling circuits.
I mean, if he sucked up the right guys.
Yeah.
I mean, to sound weird. Just saying, he could get some good abilities. But also,
it's bad because I thought it was Kirby Superstar Ultra, not because of the reason but because Masked DDD is in it. And I was assuming Masked DDD was like a masked wrestler, like a luchador. Because you fight him in a ring. And I'm looking at the Kirby wiki, the Kirby fandom.com, I should say. And no, it's a boxing ring. And I'm stupid.
But he's such a wrestler. That's the thing. It's tough to say it's a boxing ring versus a wrestling ring. I mean, he's got a mask. Like, I think at one point there's a cage. Like, he's got to be a wrestler.
Boxing ring.
Yeah.
It's funny because like John was sitting there asking me before the show. It's like, so, we're talking about wrestling. You're not a huge wrestling fan. Which Kirby game did you pick? I was like, no, I didn't pick a Kirby game. It's like, come on, King DDD. You fight him in a cage match. He's got a mask. He's a wrestler.
I figured this was where David was going, but no, of course it's John. But it adds up. King DDD, he's a super heel, man. He occasionally does the face turn and like helps people out. I'm thinking of like the Smash Brothers Brawl story. He saves the day a little bit, but like, dude, playing against him in Smash Brothers, he's such a fucking heel. His duck is just a taunt. Like that thing where he lays on his side and just smiles at you. Ooh, man.
Super sultry King DDD.
I hate that more than anything. Like if I get KO'd and he just lays there, ooh, man.
That's one of the things that I like about King DDD is playing him online, because like online you can't taunt, but if you're playing King DDD, all you have to do is push the control stick down and you're taunting.
It's it's a good taunt. I never understood the teabagging thing in Smash Brothers, but with King DDD, I fully get it. It's a good look, but yeah, I think Sakurai's got to secretly be a wrestling fan deep down, right? Like maybe there's not enough there. Just, you got suplex, you got backdrop, you got King DDD. I don't know. I feel like there's some wrestling influence in the Kirby series. But
I mean, that's more wrestling influence than the Mario series has. Like, what do you have in Mario? Mario throwing Bowser? Like,
I mean, he does that so long, gay Bowser, that big swing. That's
but at the same time, it's like you don't get a wrestling power up, whereas Kirby gets 2, 3.
True that. That's very true. But then once Wario shows up, he's got kind of a wrestler's energy to him. Yeah. So, I'm into it. But maybe I just assign like wrestling heel tendencies to all Nintendo villains. Maybe that's just me.
No, I like it. I also like that someone else has developed a wrestling influence. It's the other member of this show who's currently imitating Del Rio by no showing it.
Yeah.
Where's our pal gone?
Oh man, he's having a rough night on the technical difficulties front.
Yeah.
Johnny, you got any ideas where Jesse is?
No, I'm not sure what happened to him.
Shit.
He's gonna come back and he's go, I got it. It's Kirby in Nightmare Land.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure what to do. We've never had this happen before.
Yeah, no, me neither. It's what a night to have it happen.
Right.
Frankly, in respect of our guest being up in the middle of the night, I feel like we should just keep it moving. Okay. and Jesse will turn back up when he does.
Okay. Can do. We'll move on to game 2.
Hell yeah.
We should have somebody in the comments guess on his behalf.
Ooh. Oh, we've done that before.
Oh, it's going to go badly, isn't it?
It varies wildly. Sometimes, sometimes you get some good guesses. Sometimes somebody pops into the chat and really takes over the show at the end. It's, you get some interesting results when you open up the show to the fans. So maybe that'll happen at the end of the episode. I don't know.
Game 2.
It's good tunes.
Yeah, I was impressed by the sound chip there.
And of course, Johnny's not back to hit play on the next game.
I was gonna say, like, I love those moments where he's like, "Fuck it, I'm not getting this," and he just walks it away.
It was me, right, John?
Yeah.
Cool. So, this game, man, it the name of this game changed several times during the development process. The original proposed names included Tough Enough, Blood Warriors, Prize Fighters, Arena of Death, and Masters of Buffness. All right, you buff masters. Let's see those fantastic answers. Jesse makes a compelling point for a bonus point by saying "fuck Comcast" with a penis drawing. We'll think about it. Johnny says "Real American." Sadly incorrect. David and Maffew both say "Pit Fighter." They are correct.
Oh, phew.
And we're gonna give Jesse a point for coming back.
Hooray!
Yeah, he's back.
Default.
I mean, Pit Fighter's a 3-player game. We should have 3 guys scoring points.
Hey, do I sound better this at least?
Oh,
You sound fucking
For 10
great.
seconds, you sound great.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out.
Oh man. So, fucking Pit Fighter guys. This game turned 30 last month.
Oh, yeah.
That's what put it on my radar. And what a game it is from 1990. This
Wow, this is from 1990.
it's really something, man.
It feels
Anybody?
like it was from like 79.
It's I don't know that I ever actually played this one out in the wild. Like I want to say that my local arcade had a Pit Fighter, and it was probably 91 or 92. I'm like, I'm not playing Pit Fighter. I got Street Fighter. Like, why the fuck would I play Pit Fighter? But having seen some videos and things about it, I clearly missed out on something with this one. This oh man. David, don't make that face. Yeah, I missed out on some good shit, man. This was the predecessor to Mortal Kombat, using some digitized actors. So the graphics are pretty good, and you got a 3-player kind of like arena fighter. You can play 3 players at once, but you also have to fight computer players, I think, if you do that. It's got a good, just like shitty underground wrestling kind of vibe. Like you can select 3 characters. One is Buzz, the ex-professional wrestler who's like a power guy, and then you also have Ty, the kickboxer, and Kato, the 3rd-degree black belt. That's on the screen where you select him, making it clear this game is advertising to like 5th graders. And yeah, it's all these underground like fights in various places, like under overpasses around cars and stuff. And there's a crowd of people around you, and like you can kind of interact with the crowd. They'll like throw you weapons or like shove you back if you try to retreat. Sometimes they'll come out and like fight against you too.
Oh, so you're saying this is a weapon fighting game with digitized actors?
A little bit, yeah. Like there's weapons you can pick up in each arena, but you can also just do some straight up hand to hand like wrestling moves or fighting moves. And it's, I mean, I'm not here to bag on this game too hard, but it is one of the funniest looking things I've ever seen. Like it looks like a fucking Tim and Eric game. It is so funny.
Well, now I want to play it.
Yeah,
Jeez.
right.
Yeah,
No.
they like
On the
it's like
Cinco station.
they got these great, like digitized sprites, but then they only got like 3 frames of animation for like any move. It's really, really funny in a way that's difficult to describe. Like if it's like if you go to pick up something, you have like 3 frames. You have a ducking with your arms out, and then kind of like a lift, and then an arms overhead. And the item you're picking up doesn't move with those frames. So like your character does an animation, and then like the barrel that you picked up just moves from the floor diagonally up into the like outstretched hands. Like it's fucking hilarious looking and in such subtle ways. And yeah,
I didn't play this when it was released in arcades, but it was part of one of those Midway collections.
no shit.
And yeah, and I definitely like when I got one of those was like, oh yeah, Pit Fighter, I'll try this out. And I played this for like a solid 7 minutes, and then I never played it again.
I understand. I really
Yeah,
do.
I had that the version, and I don't know which version you played, but the version I had, I think it was the PS2. For some reason, it's not very well emulated. Don't know why, but it plays about 5 times faster than it's supposed to.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can't tell that there's only 3 frames because everyone's just going.
Yeah.
Then they put you on the forklift, you win, and repeat it. So it is just a bizarre experience. Everyone should enjoy for at least 5 minutes.
So
Yeah,
it
no,
sounds like you got Pit Fighter Hyper Fighting. which sounds
Exactly.
great.
Oh man, yeah.
Even better.
See, that's the problem. I guess I'm still waiting on Pit Fighter Champion Edition, but yeah, it's really something, man. It's a lot of fun to watch, and I can only imagine actually like attempting to get 3 guys around an arcade cabinet to play this. But yeah, it's just got such a weird, like, I'm trying to I'm not well versed in all the wrestling stuff, so I don't know about like how many like underground type situations there have been. But like, I was watching Dynamite last week, and they had the best friends going against Santana and Ortiz in the street fight. Kind of had that vibe, but like really shitty. Yeah. Like at one point in one of the fights, I saw a guy pick up a motorcycle and hit the other guy with it, like picked up the actual motorcycle and broke it over another man's head. Which just screams realistic fighter. This is the kind of thing that I'm sure parents were just freaking out about. But
how,
yeah,
how did 3-player mode work? I'm used to fighting games being a 1-on-1 scenario.
That's really funny to me too, because I mean it's a 3-player fighting game, but I think from what I was looking at, they were saying that like you don't necessarily fight each other. You put 3 players in there and you fight more computer players. But then every couple of fights you have to have a grudge match, which you actually have to fight each other for like the other guy's share of the money.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's kind of like, those stages in a beat 'em up where you're in like an elevator and enemies just kind of swarm you? It's like that, but the walls are made of a crowd of people.
Yeah.
So like you just sit there and beat a bunch of people up, and then once you do that, you have to fuck each other up.
Right. So somebody has to win. And again, yeah, when you win, you stand on a forklift and the forklift lifts you into the air as you do like your win pose. It's a very strange, like, high score screen. Like, here's your fight money. And it's literally like it's a sprite of a woman operating a forklift and your character being lifted on a pallet. It's like, okay, so this is thoroughly like, these people, this is just a bunch of homeless people fighting or something. This is some weird construction site like that this game's taking place in. I don't understand the vibe they're going for, but it screams 1990.
I think really it was sort of a like, we need a victory screen, but we don't really have an animation budget. We can move them up. It's like, well, can we add a sprite of a forklift to lift them up? It's like, yeah, sure, go with it.
Yeah, have the character hold perfectly still. They'll be lifted on a forklift. Is the forklift lifting the money? No. The forklift is lifting the character as the money piles beneath them. It's going to make, trust me, it'll look great. It'll look great.
So you mentioned a forklift. Does that mean it has something to do with Shenmue?
Oh man, it really should have. At no point do they tell you to keep moving forward. Damn.
That's what we need. We need the Shenmue Pit Fighter crossover where it's just Pit Fighter, but a bunch of like Sega
Sailors?
toys.
Oh.
Oh man, yeah, dude. If they had Pit Fighter, but you could beat up some sailors, now we're talking.
Or people who speak Chinese.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's probably in here. I was looking over the list of characters because again, you only get 3 playable characters, and then you get all the characters you have to fight. And they got some kind of backyard wrestling vibes here, man. You got the Executioner, Southside Jim, Chainman Eddie, Mad Miles, Heavy Metal, CC Rider. I mean, these are some characters, man. Give you one guess which one's the black guy. It's Southside Jim. I mean, seriously, this fucking game, man. It lacks subtlety, but it seems pretty fun, man. It seems like, yeah, maybe they could have gotten the Shenmue guys to bring it back for a new audience 20 years ago. That would have been a good idea. But yeah, it's really fucking funny to me. I was trying to just bring it on here and bag on it. It's low hanging fruit. But it's fun and of a time. Like, it's just an interesting relic of like somewhat good ideas presented very poorly. I think that's really what it comes down to. Like, kind of arena beat 'em up. Yeah, that's cool. I like Def Jam Fight for New York. But like bad 3-frame animations all over the place. Yeah, not so hot. Like even just setting a fighting game in 1990 in a 3D plane, not a great idea. So it's kind of like that Double Dragon Mode B. Like, no, didn't want.
I love the idea of somebody pitching this to you. It's like Def Jam Fight for New York.
I'm
Okay,
listening.
but with a bunch of shirtless white guys. Like, oh God, no.
Yeah, yep. You're missing the mark. Now I want to talk about Southside Jim. I'd like to play as him, but that's for the sequel that would never come. But yeah, it's got a dope soundtrack. I don't even think this is a realistic composer, but the composer credited is John Paul. Someone really should have asked him for his real name before
John
releasing
Paul
this
Jones?
game. Thanks for the soundtrack, mysterious stranger.
Thanks for the soundtrack, Pope.
Yeah. God, yeah, the Pope briefly got into the chiptune
The
game
VGM Pope.
with Atari. So
I
yeah,
just
man.
imagined his last name was George Ringo.
See, that was the secret. They all got together.
I like how our guest from the UK is shaking his head violently no.
Appropriately.
I'm shaking my head no in disgust too, David, on the inside.
Thinking
It's
it
a
loudly.
good shake of the head, honest.
Yeah. So, anyway, David, you'll never get on the forklift with jokes like that. But let's keep it moving, man.
Game 3.
All right. Forgive me. I'm going to be omitting a lot of things that will ultimately give this away. But this is some fun trivia. So the main character for this game, they weren't quite confident with him as being the new protagonist of the series. And in contrast to previous characters, they try to give him more of a Bishonen appearance. They felt that this sequel needed to balance the cast. And one of the other characters was given more of a Moe-inspired look. And one of the original characters was redesigned, labeled as cool, because they thought his previous look had become outdated. All right. Let's see those answers. So Johnny drew someone with a saxophone. John said Simpsons wrestling, which is way off. And both David and Maffew said Garu, Mark of the Wolves, which is correct. This is Mark of the Wolves, and it is a great fighting game. And I am very terrible at it. So, but yeah, this game is pretty cool. It takes place like 10 years after Fatal Fury and the King of Fighters and stuff. Geese Howard is dead, allegedly.
He'll be back.
But he has a son named Rock Howard. So this game does feature The Rock. And it's funny. Terry Bogard teaches him, and he's the one that they made him look cool because he was, I guess, outdated. So basically, they just took away his hat and gave him like a brown like bomber jacket, which is cool. I mean, I'm not saying it's not cool, but it's weird what they decided. They're like, oh, he doesn't need the hat anymore.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's
okay,
a weird choice of redesign. Like Terry's
Yeah.
thing is that hat. Like,
Yeah.
how you gonna take away the new hat?
Yeah. Okay, he
She
can't
does
throw his
look
hat
good.
anymore.
He's got a baseball cap and he's got like a vest with ripped off sleeves. That's pretty lame. Let's cover his arms and uncover his head. Now he's cool.
Cold Terry, stone cold.
Also, the second song you played, it's that the breakdown near the end is exactly the same as the Robert Miles song "Children." Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do,
Huh.
do-do-do. But you know what it sounds like. Sorry, I'm gonna get sued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
But it's sometimes you see homages and stuff, and sometimes you see complete theft. It's brilliant.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff like that. in
So,
video
yeah,
games.
Color be very surprised.
Especially in fighting games.
Yeah.
But the wrestler in this game is Tizok. He is a
Oh yeah.
he wears the Griffin mask.
Oh wait,
And,
yeah, that guy's dope.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Didn't
has
he
this,
eventually
like-
turn into a dinosaur too?
In the New King Fighters.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. See, I remember that guy. Yeah, because he's credited later in the King of Fighters games as King of Dinosaurs. I'm like, that guy. He's that's speaking my language. Like a guy
Okay,
that thinks he's a dinosaur or just dresses as a dinosaur. Cool, all in.
I've really been sleeping on King of Fighters Fatal Fury. Like SNK fighting games, like, oh yeah, those look fun and everything. Maybe I'll play a few of them. It's like, oh wait, there's a woman with a whip. There's like characters that are bringing in from the Metal Slug series. There's a guy who's the king of dinosaurs.
Uh-huh.
Why
Yes.
have I not been playing these?
Is Athena
the
the
Card
Psycho
Warriors?
Soldier?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Psycho Soldier.
Breaking news. It's been a while since I've checked out the King of Fighters wiki. The director insists that Ugara, the King of the Dinosaurs, is not Tizok. It says here, despite evidence to the contrary.
Oh,
Immediately
really?
it says, immediately underneath it says, King of Dinosaurs is the heel persona of Tizok.
Oh, I see. He's just trying to kayfabe us,
I love
It's
Still
that.
real to
yeah.
him, damn it.
I designed the characters. I'm telling you, they're not the same character.
Mankind,
of like
and
a-
Cactus Jack, and Dude Love are all three different fucking people. I'm just gonna tell you right now.
Exactly.
I saw a video where Dude Love's dancing in the background. How can he dance behind behind Mankind? I don't,
It's true.
What?
How come you never see Bray Wyatt and the Fiend in the same place?
I like
Yeah.
the idea of like
Wait,
Is that
a
just
creator-
one? Does everybody just know that's the an alternate persona? That's not two different guys.
I love the idea of like a fan generated wiki, like here's our theory and here's what we established, and then the creator saying like, no, that's not right, and then the fans like, nah, I don't buy it. Nah.
Pretty sure we're right.
Passively aggressively put the quote underneath mine. Ha ha ha. I think the best wiki that I ever read, me and my friends used to drink a lot and read it, the Crash Bandicoot wiki. It's pretty in depth, lots of notes, but like here's an example of the trivia. Like my favorite one was like Tiny Tiger trivia. Despite his name, Tiny the Tiger is quite large.
Got some John Regan level edits.
Yeah, that's wow. Did I write that wiki?
Yeah,
That's the kind of shit I would do.
I think so.
right. True to his name, Big the Cat, a large cat.
He's pretty big. It's a pretty big cat.
Not only, coincidentally, that his Christian name is Big, but he himself.
Despite being Big the Cat, this large cat's name is actually Roger.
That you can't Roger the cat. It's illegal in most countries.
Ah, right.
Ooh.
David says that in such a way that I'm wondering if that's true, and I don't want to know. But yeah, so anyway, Garou, Mark of the Wolves. It's yeah, David, seriously, you need to get in some King of Fighters type shit, man. You need to catch up on these series. Like, Did Terry coming out in Smash do nothing to get you on board?
No, it did. I bought King of Fighters 2000, and I've been playing that. But yeah, I didn't get into Gar Mark of the Wolf. It was funny because I remember when I was first getting into fighting games and seeing like, I like Street Fighter, and I was like, no, these are the best fighting games of all time. And I remember seeing people talk about Gar Mark of the Wolves as one of the greatest fighting games of all time. It's like, Mark of the Wolf, is this some weird like werewolf fighting game? I want to play this.
Yeah.
Is this Darkstalkers? Oh no, it's not.
No,
Okay, it's just a bunch of people. Okay.
Right. Mark of the Wolves, sadly not a...
There's also a character named Butt.
Wait, what?
Bud or Butt?
God, yeah. What?
You heard
there's
him.
a character named Butt.
God,
He's
are
like a
we-
karate expert. He trained under Ryo
Ass.
Sakazaki, which he's a guy from King of Fighters.
Sweet.
So
Like the King of
Yeah,
Butt
Butt.
style?
and
Oh god. I
um
want
No,
there
he
to be a
mostly
fighting
uses
game
karate,
who is the master
but,
of butt style.
I forgot about that.
That's a different series, David. You're thinking of
full name is,
Rainbow
like,
Mika and Street Fighter.
Kush. Yeah, there you go. Kushnud Butt is his full name.
Yeah, in Japan he's Brazilian, so he's called Marco Rodriguez. It's like, all right.
What?
And then instead the West they went, you know what? We don't know what Brazil is. Your name is Kushnud Butt.
What a change!
He's Marco Rodriguez. He's Brazilian, and then they get to the West like Brazilians. Aren't those the people that have like carnival and like put feathers on their hips and shake their ass? All right, his
Yeah.
name's Butt.
Exactly. Boom.
It's like he joined NXT and that's his name.
Oh God. Yeah, that's a bizarre shift. I love it. God, yeah. I'm all about this butt. Sorry, I'm this is how it goes. We pre-warned Maffew that this was going to happen. Like, you give us something like a character named Butt, and we're going to get off on that for a couple of minutes. It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
was that
Always
like
getting off on butts.
Oh. Was that like a translation error or like like how did that happen exactly? That's
They
all I
knew
wanna
what
know.
they were
It's a
doing.
translator error. It's like that other ridiculous name change with the Mega Man X series, that all the characters end up getting their names changed to members of Guns N' Roses because the translator really liked them.
Yeah. So the translator
Oh,
in this
yeah.
case just really liked butts.
Oh,
Wait, is that true about Mega Man X? Have I never noticed that until just now?
I think it's X.
Yeah, it was
X5.
it was X5.
Yeah.
Mega Man X5.
Holy
Like he's
shit.
supposed to be called
Flash.
he's supposed to be Volt Kragen, but he's changed to Squid Adler based off I think one of the like guitar players.
Yeah.
I love Duff McWhalen.
Chris,
Like,
Chris
no
and
good reason.
Grizzly becomes Grizzly Splash. Tidal Whale. It's a good pun. Becomes Duff McWhalen.
That's so fucking silly. Like,
Okay, that's okay.
Amazing.
yeah.
Volt Kraken becomes Squid Adler. Shining Firefly becomes Izzy Glow. Dark Necrobat becomes Dark Dizzy. Well, neither of those are great names to begin with. Spiral Pegasus becomes The Skiver. I guess he skives. Burn Dinorex. Oh, that's a good name.
Bird
Becomes-
Dinorex is a great name.
Yeah, it becomes Matt Rex. And Spike Rose Red becomes Axel the Red.
Yeah.
I was wondering where Axel's gonna be. Oh, that's great.
I mean, it's a weird touch, but I mean, I'm into it. I don't think the companies should let people have that much creative control over their product, like without approving these things.
Right?
Yeah, like SNK should probably know that they changed Marco Rodriguez to a butt. I'm sure they know at this point, but
See, I was wondering, it's like, is it supposed to be like Butte
just now
and
finding
everybody just saw like butt and was like, oh, ha ha ha, or is it actually just butt?
that's a question for
It's
Jesse.
BUTT.
Like on the character
Okay.
selection, like like if you win as that character, just say butt wins.
That's
believe
all
so,
I've
yeah.
ever wanted out of a fighting game.
Cool. Yeah. Fuck. I got nothing else on
Like
this.
he has a full name in the wiki, but when you pick his character, it just says "but."
That's great. I like the implication that all fighting game characters have like some sillier name, off screen. Like, I don't know, like guys that just go by one name. If you don't hear their first and last name, odds are they have a silly ass name, like like just like Dick Guile or something to that effect. But that's just all
Dick
all
Guile.
headcanon.
Chun Li Thigh.
Penis Blanca.
Good shit. Anyway, Jesse, anything else on Garou, Mark of the Wolves?
I mean, you can't. I guess you got to leave off on "but." But's pretty good.
It's kind of in the game that tune charter. You know the rules.
Game 4.
Fun fact about this game is that it features wrestlers. Okay, actually.
Oh, was there a real fact too?
Damn, John, you were going to
Yeah,
do us like that?
Good enough for me.
I was like, sweet.
Made a complete mockery of things. I've got another fun fact afterwards, but it would give away in case the two people listen to this don't get it. There's a cartoon referee in the game that comes up whenever there's a submission hold or a pin or 20 count. And there's other cartoon referees in licensed wrestling games, but this one is based on the caricature of the former WCW referee, the late great Brian Hildebrand, aka the world's smallest referee, most known for taking out that one fan who interfered in Psychosis versus Dean Malenko. And the commentators couldn't stop talking about it because, my God, the smallest referee in the world just took that guy down. How tough is he? I
love this.
So, many more other facts, but it would give away too much, and there's not a lot to go on to. So I should play a third one, and if you don't get it by this one, you're never going to get it. Stay tuned for more Nitro. And on that note, let's see answers.
I'm suddenly feeling very good about my answer.
Oh, God, I'm never going to get it. Okay, well, good guess there from DFD Fleming. Sorry, J Gangster 187. It's close, but it's not right. That is a WCW game. That's one of the shit ones. Sorry, we were looking for a THQ/Aki game, and really was down to either WCW NWO Revenge or World Tour, but these two guys are too smart for this, likes of this show. Yep, well done, Jesse and John. WCW vs NWO Revenge, aka the second one.
Oh, yeah.
The other fun fact about this, other than it being a fantastic game, I can't remember if it's not clarified if it's this one or World Tour. Big Show, who was in the game as the Giant, as he was back then, WCW, told a story on Steve Austin's podcast about how he was told, all right, if you do the games, you get some royalties from doing the game. And he went, all right, and then he went and checked one day, and he went, whoa, wow, so sold a lot of copies, a lot of money here. Like, wow, okay, sweet.
That's cool.
Wait, hang on. There's no way that number's right. I've been paid way too much here. What shall I do? Shall I give back the money, be a nice dude, give the money to charity? I know what I'll do. I'll put it in several different other bank accounts. And apparently he gets a call one day. Hi, it's THQ/Aki. Oh, how you doing, THQ/Aki? I was like, oh yeah, we're all right, mate. All right, cool. How's that game coming? Whatever. Apparently there's a mistake, and we ended up sending you all of the money. Oh, really? Wait. Oh, wow. All that money. The royalties, you mean? Yeah. The entire roster's money went to you as opposed to being distributed across this. That's funny. Yeah, it is a bit funny. Have it back, please. Have it back. Yeah, the money.
What money?
What money? Like the money we gave you for wrestling lessons. Ha ha ha. Like the money that we gave you for the thing. It was, oh, sorry about that, brother. I spent it all.
Spent it all.
Oh?
Good try.
No, I spent it all, man. It was a hell of a week. Okay. Investigate him. Put all the money in different accounts. No, expend it. All right.
Damn,
cool.
man. I love that.
So well done, Big Show/Giant. Jesus.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the second game in the. Again, obviously, it's all weird with wrestling games, but it's the second game of the THQ/Aki 4 games: World Tour, Revenge, WrestleMania, and then No Mercy. Was the second one for the N64. Sorry, second WCW game for the N64. And those two, I believe, came out. No, I think I'm wrong there. Warzone started development at the same time Revenge got made. So they both came out. And because it took that long for Warzone to came out, they both ended up with Bret Hart in the game.
Ooh.
Remember that? Bit
That's
weird.
pretty good.
But yeah, I think it's a fantastic game. Matt McMuscles did a video on it a while ago and evaluating it and looking at it. It still plays really well because the engine's fantastic. There's some stuff that they took out that don't features that don't appear in WrestleMania 2000 or on Mercy. Like if you both grapple at the same time, you do the test of strength and then ends in the line. It's individual touches like La Parka starts off with a chair. Booker T does the spinneroonie when he's got a special. There's some other things that there's don't need anymore. And the roster is amazing. You can put people in different rosters in groups, which is essential viewing if you're watching in 98, early 99. And so many people appreciate it just because it's that type of memory of that particular time when wrestling was really effing great, especially in WCW.
Oh, yeah.
That you kind of get with No Mercy, but you know how some people are. They've got WCW forever and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't have any more trivia stuff other than the fact that it was just really good.
Yeah, I think I actually have played this one as a kid. Obviously.
Cool.
But I'm looking at the roster now. I'm like, holy shit! Like, were all these guys in NWO and shit at one point? Like, this is a hell of a roster, man. And it seems like it's all guys that I, in my mind, associate with WWE or WWF at the time. So I'm just like, how many fucking guys did they lose for a time there? Like this roster's stacked.
Well, I mean, they did buy WCW, so
see that's the okay. See, there's the detail I was missing out on. I thought everybody like defected to this other company, and then it just went like tits up, and somehow WWF just took them all back. I didn't realize they bought WCW out. There's the detail I was missing. I'm like, how the fuck? Like, they have everybody.
Yeah, I played this during the last. There's a charity stream I do every once in a while called Funder Up, where we get together and stream games for like a couple days and raise money for a charity. We play some some like wrestling games from 64. And we played this one, and I remember like having no idea what was actually going on, but like everything about playing it just felt right. Like I was managing to pull off some grapples, some holds, and all that. And I really don't know anything about wrestling, but like I managed to get by. I managed to kind of figure out the control scheme and like figure out how to do like cool shit and like get on the ropes and leap on people and things like that. Like, so, I think that this is a game that is accessible, like people that don't really know too much about like how to play a wrestling game could probably enjoy this one. Right. And do they still make wrestling games that have that level of like it's easy to get into? I don't know. I haven't played any. Like this is the last wrestling game I played. Was this one on Nintendo 64?
Okay, they've changed a little bit since then, but I'd let Jesse speak to whether or not like the 2K series are in any way accessible.
Well, no, they're not accessible in that way. I think this new Battlegrounds game looks like it might be pretty accessible. I've heard some fairly good things. I was watching Evil Uno play it, which is kind of weird seeing Evil Uno play a WWE game.
That's fun.
But it looks neat. But yeah, this game was. I remember playing World Tour, and I think that game was like the linchpin for me getting into wrestling, because it's like, oh, I recognize these characters. Oh, they're on the TV too. That's cool. And then this game was just had way more characters and more moves and everything. And the N64 ones were so good. I'm still really fond of No Mercy, but this one is up there. It's probably this one or No Mercy. One of those flip flop days. It depends on if I'm feeling WCW or WWF at the time.
Sure. So the guys that made this game, I know they went on to make like Def Jam Vendetta. They're obviously not still making games, are they? Like, or if they are, they got away from the wrestling thing. It seems like these guys were responsible for a bunch of wrestling games for a while there, including my favorite wrestling games of all time, Def Jam Vendetta and Fight for New York. But they, AKI, whatever you want to call them, they're not a thing anymore, are they?
No, sadly not. Spike fans want them to come back together and all this stuff. THQ and Eki just stopped making these types of games.
Right.
They did release an Ultimate Muscle game, but it didn't come out in PAL regions.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, that looked great and everything. Never got around to emulating or anything. But just everyone moved on. And one of the criticisms that the company responsible behind TK, I'm very tired, return the W2K games. I'm literally just held together with a prayer right now. The 2K games, before heading off to the current developers, and that's why we got the 2K20 disaster, was the fact that they got sick of making the same games every year with that tight schedule. So maybe it's just one of those cases where THQ actually like, no, we don't want to make this. There's only so many times we can motion capture Triple H,
That kind of makes sense. We've done the damn pedigree, but now you got to do it again. And again and again and again.
I think we just found the title for this episode. There's only so many times we can motion capture Triple H.
Yeah.
And they just hyphen but.
Yes.
That's true. It's going to be a toss-up between motion cap, Triple H, and butt.
Simply butt. But great game. A great just wrestling game engine. And I do recall seeing some fans wishing, wishful thinking, obviously, that maybe the company can rise from the ashes and make an AEW game at some point. But I'm guessing that's not going to happen. But it'd be a cool just if they wanted to make a Nintendo 64 styled wrestling game right now, I think there's a lot of people that would play it. I think that would be really fun.
Oh hell yeah!
Something appealing about those boxy men just bashing into each other, man. It's just it's great. Great pick, great tunes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's keep it going, man.
Game 5.
All right, gentlemen. So the options menu for this game features a setting for the fun of the game. It's not clear what this actually does, and when asked on Twitter, the game's creative director, Alex Rushdie, answered, "It sets the fun." All right, gentlemen. Who has their answers? Who has their guesses? Who has their penis drawings?
Johnny,
Johnny, you put it out before you could say. All right, so John says jump rope challenge, incorrect. Johnny has a drawing of a penis, incorrect. Jesse says run bow, and Maffew says God hand.
Yeah.
Jesse is correct. This is run bow.
Runbow.
So Runbow was a downloadable game for the Wii U, which was later ported to PlayStation Portable and Switch, I believe PlayStation 4 as well. It was an indie game, and it's kind of hard to describe because it's sort of a platform combat racing game.
That does sound hard to describe.
Basically, you select your character, and the goal is to run to the end of a stage, but there's various platforms to jump on. And the main hook of the game is there are colored platforms throughout the stage, and every once in a while the background will change colors. And when it does, that will erase platforms. So like you'll have a green, red, blue platform, but then the background will change to blue. So the blue platform will kind of disappear, so you can't jump on that anymore. It's a fun game because it has kind of that like Smash Brothers element where you're trying to like knock people off and like suplex them and like uppercut them off of platforms. But what really ties us into the wrestling is because it is an indie game, you play as there are two main characters, one male, one female, and you can give them different costumes and hats and customize them as you want. But there's a host of indie games or indie game characters that you can unlock and play as. So you can play as Shovel Knight, you can play as Commander Video from Bit Trip Runner, you can get Gunvolt, you can get Shantae, you can get Max from Mutant Muds, but most importantly, for this episode, you can play as Juan and Tostada from Guacamelee. So you can run around as a masked luchador and beat the shit out of people off of colored platforms.
All right. Yeah. No, that sounds really good, David. I was going to say all those characters you're naming. I'm like, did they make this game literally for you? Like this, God, it's like a roster of characters that you have, like, I don't know, that I associate with you. Like, I don't know how many people you can sell on like Gunvolt, but David, definitely you can.
Yeah, for sure. But no, it was a fun game. It was a great like multiplayer party game, but it also had a really fun single player adventure. Like it did have a kind of an odd story to it. And one thing that I liked about it is you could choose your level out of all of the single player levels, and they were color coded. So there were green, yellow, and red stages. And the green ones were super easy. The yellow ones were like a little harder. And then the red ones were kind of a pain in the ass. And I really liked it because it had that Super Meat Boy thing where you didn't have lives, but every time you died, it just reloaded the stage. And as it was loading, there was a little skull and crossbones, and it would kind of taunt you. Like there were... Instead of just like loading, it would say stuff to you, and it was always an asshole about it. Like if you went to jump on a platform and you missed and just kind of fell into like a pit of lava, it would just load up and just, hey, try jumping. Like, man, fuck you. I'm working on it.
I like it. Some good ribbing from the game. Necessary. So, did playing this inspire you to want to go play the Guacamelee games at some point?
I actually played Guacamelee before I had played this.
Oh, okay, good. I wasn't sure.
Actually, it was the reverse, because I played Guacamelee. It's like, oh, Guacamelee's a great game. It's like, hey, we've got this Runbow game. It's like, oh yeah, that's a cute concept. That looks kind of fun. Hey, we're adding Juan and Shovel Knight and Shantae. It's like, all right, I'm gonna look deeper into this.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry, is it only on Wii U?
No, it was ported to Switch. They ported it to 3DS and added like some extra levels and like other things. But it also got ported to Switch, and I believe it's on PlayStation 4, but I'm not 100% positive. Obviously, I was most concerned with it coming to Switch. But yeah, it's a fun little game. Like I said, it's hard to describe, but it's a good time.
Yeah, sounds good, man. I like a wacky multiplayer shit with a bunch of indie characters. It's
and it's got a kick-ass soundtrack.
Yeah. Is there a composer listed or just
there were two composers actually, Dan Rodriguez and Dave Proctor. I did not have time to look up what they did aside from this.
Sounds like they listened to a lot of Dick Dale and just kind of went and made the music for this game, and then had a couple other influences in there. But yeah, initially I was like, oh, cool. So, we got some Pulp Fiction fans making music for whatever this game is.
Well, that was one of the things too, because there were different, like, they remix later stages. One of the tracks is set in like a forest level, and it has like a fun groovy tune, and then later it comes back as like forest rave. And I thought about doing that. It's like, no, I want to pull as different as I can. Like, let's get the really jazzy one. Let's get kind of the techno-y one.
Good call. Yep. I like it.
It's got a nice eclectic breadth.
I'm looking at footage of this game, and this definitely looks right on my alley. Like, I'm getting some Ultimate Chicken Horse vibes in terms of it just being like an insane platformer. Like, it's a race to the finish. And you got some like hardcore platforming you have to do. Like I see characters jumping around here and dodging like spike balls and rolling balls of spikes. Like lots of spike and balls mixed together.
Okay, whoa. Let's not get too on your like whatever level this is. Jeez, John.
And yeah, this looks great. This looks I love I'm a big fan of platformers in general. I'm pretty good at them. Anytime I do play Ultimate Chicken Horse with my friends, I tend to dominate because of like my pure platforming skills. So I feel like I would be pretty good at Runbow. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, this is weird, man. Johnny's not usually speaking with confidence about anything. This is really throwing me off now. But
If I'm not mistaken, it's also on Steam. So, Johnny, I highly
Sold.
recommend. Yeah, go for it.
Done and done.
yeah, next
And I
party
mean,
at
like I
Johnny's
said-
house, we know what's happening.
I almost feel bad bringing this game onto a podcast just because it makes a lot more sense when you can look at it. Because I can sit here and describe like the color platform disappearing mechanic, but you watch 30 seconds of the trailer and like, oh, that makes much more sense. Okay.
Gotcha. Well, then, yeah, we should all check it out. Let's all go to John's house, boot up some Runbow, get the drinks flowing,
Yeah.
and get some party platforming going. Sounds feasible.
That,
That
I mean,
sounds-
that honestly, besides the plane ticket cost, that sounds great.
Okay. We'll get Maffew in on this too. It's not very expensive to fly from England to Baltimore at the moment. And I believe it's totally possible for people to fly into the United States. I mean, I think there's no issues whatsoever making this happen.
Oh,
no,
man, I
there,
forgot about
there,
that.
there would be usually, but they go, "Oh, you go to Baltimore? Yeah, sure."
Yeah, fine, fuck it. He's going to Baltimore. Good call.
I'm sorry,
David,
sir. I'm sorry, sir. You can't come over here. It's for a game that Tune night. Right this way.
Right this way.
please, sir. Let's just give you an upgrade. David, anything else on Runbow? This game that we should probably play instead of talk about?
No, it's a fun game and it's got a cool soundtrack.
I like it. I like it a lot. Johnny, let's hit that calculated computer.
Calculating computer activated.
You hear that like balloons, rubbing sound? Like
Oops. Scoring complete. This game's winner is
Maffew Gregg.
Wow.
Hey!
Jesse, you said you made him a wind jingle. I didn't know how good of a wind jingle you were going to make.
I did my best. What, like,
Can
like
of Coke. Can of Coke, do you mean?
I wanted to try to capture the essence of Botchamania in 4 seconds.
You did. You nailed it.
Yeah, perfect.
It took me a decade to achieve. You just mastered it in 5 seconds. That was fantastic.
God, yeah.
I especially love the hitting me with that sucker punch. You're like, "Oh, hey, I won, yay!" And then fuck on me, and then
And
just
also fuck on me.
Maffew Gregg. Yeah, that was me. That was my voice.
that was fantastic. Thank you very much, mate. No,
Hell
you're
yeah,
the
man.
winner. You're the winner for that.
I think a winner is all of us. It was a great show, a great night. Thank you, Maffew, so much for coming on. I mean, staying up incredibly late. It's we super appreciate you being here. It's it's really great having a guest of your stature on the show. And as stated in the rules, as the winner, you get to pick the theme for our next episode, despite the fact that you will not be on the next episode.
Yeah, but I might listen to it.
Hey now.
I know you guys have done a lot, so
There's no wrong answers here.
Yeah.
Truly.
games either about or starring monkeys.
Okay.
So you picked the one wrong answer? No.
Yeah, Johnny, get out. Just because you hate monkey games doesn't mean
Topical.
Great pick. I fully support that. I feel like that seems like a game or a theme that we should have come up with by now. Like I feel like we've done a lot of animal themes and monkey. I'm gonna have to scour the archives and see if we've ever done the ape that tune. Wait, now that I say ape that tune, it just jarred it loose. I think we have at some point, but it's been too long. So it's the return of ape that tune.
So it'll be show me the monkey.
Yes. Oh, perfect. Hell yeah.
So, okay, is this like proper monkeys, like with tails, or do we use primates and stuff?
Oh, God.
Or, like, how specific?
Yeah, no apes. I swear to God, if you use a chimpanzee, I'm kicking you out of the show.
Johnny's going to be
Monkeys only.
the ape arbiter for the next episode.
I like how we bring a guest on, like, you pick a theme. All right, monkeys. And we immediately start scrutinizing him.
Look
So what exactly is a monkey?
Yeah, look it up. But yeah, it's gonna be a great show, man. Thank you so much. Great pick. Great show tonight. Thank you everybody so much for watching along with us. We're live on typically on Wednesday nights. This was a game that Tuesday. We appreciate you joining us on our off night. Check us out. We're on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Search for Game That Tune. Thanks to everybody listening in podcast form. Our podcasts come out on Tuesday mornings. They're in Apple Podcasts or anywhere you get your podcasts. Give us a listen there. Thanks to everybody checking out patreon.com/Game That Tune. We got awesome exclusives going over there at Patreon. We got covered up series. We've got mixtapes. We've got GTT gems looking back at music from 30, 20, and 10 years ago. And we got a lot of great supporters over there at Patreon, and we want to thank all of them. Our absurd producers over there at Patreon: Alex Messenger, Lance Revere, Damian Beckles, Bradford Stevens, Daniel Perky, Chrono, Taylor Y, Sam L, and Mork. Bunch of fantastic guys over there at Patreon. Go over there and become a supporter as well. Thank you. We didn't have a request. That breaks up my usual script. We always appreciate getting requests. Hit us up in our Discord or send us an email, gamethattune@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at GameThatTune, or you can find us individually on Twitter. I'm there at JGangsta187. You can find David Fleming on Twitter at
DFD Fleming.
You can find Jesse Moore on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
You can find John Regan on Twitter at
JP Regan Jr.
And you can find Maffew on Twitter at
Maffew Greg.
And anything else that you want to plug while you're here? Botchamania goes without saying. It's indelible. It's a big part of at least me and Jesse's lives. Watching those fantastic videos. Anything else? Any other irons in the fire?
Not with. There are a few irons, but nothing's been announced yet, so I'll not say anything because then I'll have to make it. Instead, I will plug my good friends OSW Review. They're kind of like me, but better in every single way. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we should get them. That'll be a good get eventually for Game That Tune. We'll get on their radar as well. So, man, thank you again so much for being here. And Maffew, you get to send us home with your bonus tunes. So, tell everybody what we're going home with tonight.
Oh, honestly, it's weird me introducing this song. I'll be quick before I fall asleep. Because this wasn't a game that I played much as a kid and enjoyed it, so I don't necessarily have that nostalgia for the game itself or the song itself. But going and finding all these dumps of MP3s of Mega Drive and SNES soundtracks, I found this and was just awestruck by how good it sounds. And maybe it's just me getting nostalgic for that sound of the 16-bit, what was the Mega Drive thing called again?
Genesis over here.
Yeah.
Genesis, sorry, yes. What do they call the Genesis? The blast processing. There we go. Yes. The blast processing music. No, that was good though. Sorry, yeah, Genesis, right. But this song just sounds so fucking good to me. And it's one of these songs I can sometimes just play, shut my eyes, and just on a sunny day and just listen to this for a bit on repeat. And I hope you guys do. And if not, shut up your ass and piss off for free. It is the title track from Road Rash 2.
Ooh, yeah!
Awesome.
Excellent pick. Peace out, everybody. Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland is copyright 2002, HAL Laboratory and Nintendo. Pit Fighter is copyright 1990, Atari. Garou Mark of the Wolves is copyright 2001, SNK Corporation. WCW NWO Revenge is copyright 1998, THQ Aki Corporation. Runbow is copyright 2015, 13 AM Games.